Hello, so welcome to what would have been Wordle in a minute, but I had a fail yesterday. Although I solved the puzzle and recorded my solve and edited it, I failed to upload it, and I'm now not on the same machine until tomorrow about lunchtime when I will upload that one. And sorry for the delay. What I will do instead is have a go at connections. Now, I've done that from yesterday on this machine, so I'll include that in this video after I've had a go at today's Times Quick Cryptic, just to give you a little bit of wordplay today. What I'll do is click on today's crossword, solve it as fast as I can, and then explain the clues as best I can, whilst not taking too much of your day. Let's have a go and see how we get on. So here's today's Times Quick Cryptic. Dish. Here's dish with pep, possibly. Looks like a long old anagram, possibly with pepper in it. Can't get that. Let's try two down. Journalist longing to upend part of London. Hackney is a part of London. Aha repair plan. Potentially implies lots of equipment. I am glad I know how to spell paraphernalia. Four down. Reputation retained by the Spanish. Decorative coating is enamel. That cues a mistake. Meal for boxer, not something that's well done. It's a dog's breakfast. British slang today. Expensive press release, initially lacking warmth. Pricey. Keenly say about to come in before due time. That looks like eagerly. Okay, so let's go back to one across, which is shepherd's pie, based on the checked letters. Unusually large vehicle getting award is Oscar. Angling is water sport. Trembling aspens is mental connection is synapse. Record difficulty. Person in market is a buyer. Water heater supplied by the bloke's sound is geezer. Welsh or Scottish river. To carry on intensely. Don't know that one. Technical talk initially dismissed. Argon is an inert gas. Oak tree is a symbol of England. There's an anagram there. Doctor left it after working under nighttime conditions. Starlit, I think. No, it's moonlit. Bother, bother, bother. Noon, as it were, correct is amend. I'll explain that. Bistro owner is there's an anagram here. Restaurateur. Then we've got a few downs to finish off. Manager starts to back off somewhat sharpish, quite easy. Boss. Grammar is the language. Structure, standard symbol of love, mostly for upstart as a parvenu. Publicity material after the passing of the Queen is poster. Defeat, the gloss is the explanation. Headless toy that spins is Eddie, and this is deeply. There we go. So that is a 2.5 minute solve, just under, of the Quick Cryptic, which lives up to its name. Now let me go back and explain the clues. So one across is an anagram. The definition in this is dish, ? Shepherd's pie is a dish that you could be served. And it's an anagram of here's dish and pep put together. Possibly means in one possible way of arranging these letters in this case. 9 across, very neat. Unusually large. OS can stand for outside. And then the vehicle is a car. And that gets you Oscar, which is an award. 10 across, getting involved with no time. Tangling is getting involved. If you take out the T that stands for time, you get angling. 11 across is an anagram again. Aspens, they're trembling and they're holding unknown in a maths equation. X and Y might be unknowns. Here the unknown is Y. That's being held by the anagram of aspens to give synapse, a mental connection. 12 across, the difficulty here is a rub. I think Hamlet says, aye, there's the rub, meaning the difficulty. And the old is ye, because that's the used in old times. So you put ye into rub recalled, sent backwards, and you get buyer, which is a person in a market. 13, every market has buyers and sellers, otherwise it's not a market. 13 across, water heater supplied by bloke's sound. Well, this is one of many British slang here items. Geezer, G-E-E-Z-E-R, is a bloke or a man in the UK, and the sound, I mean, people do pronounce geezer, the hot spring, in different ways, and but the standard pronunciation in the UK is exactly the same as that for the geezer bloke. 14 across, that was the one I found maybe hardest. There are river D's both in Wales and in Scotland, and to carry on is to ply. If you ply your trade, you carry it on. So D and ply added together makes deeply or intensely. 17 across, the technical talk is jargon. Its initial has been dismissed, so you get argon, the inert gas. 19 across had a circle, which is just the letter O, then an anagram of retake to make a symbol of England. 21 across mentions, oh yes, this is where I thought starlit, under nighttime conditions. But of course, moonlit is also under nighttime conditions. And the doctor here is an MO, a medical officer. Left is L, it is it. And working is on. So when you string those together in the order specified by the clue, you get moonlit. 22 down is neat. Noon, as it were, is the end of the AM end. When morning ends is noon. And then 22 across, a bistro owner is a restaurateur, and that's an anagram of ATU treasurer. Going to the downs, 2 down is the journalist is a hack, and a longing is a yen. That gets upended, and you've got Hackney, which is the part of London after which Hackney cabs were named. 3 down, another anagram of the first 3 words in the clue. Lots of equipment can be referred to as paraphernalia. 4 down, reputation here is name. Your name is your reputation. And that's been retained or contained by L, a Spanish word for the. And you get enamel, which is a decorative coating. 5 down, the boxer in the clue is the dog breed. So a possible meal for a boxer would be dog's breakfast. And that is British slang for something that's, well, there's something that's not been well done. A complete mess is a dog's breakfast. 6, which is very unfair to pet owners who prepare very nice meals for their children, for their pets sometimes. 6 down, PR for the press release initially. Lacking warmth is icy. 7 down, okay, say here is e.g., the abbreviation for example. And that's been turned about and become GE. And it's coming in the word early, which means before due time, to give eagerly, which means keenly. 8 down, the starts of the words back, off, somewhat sharpish give you boss, which is the manager. 13 is grammar. End point of failing is the last letter of failing, which is a G. One version of memory is random access memory, RAM, and to damage is to mar. 15 down, standard symbol of love mostly for upstart. That's par as the standard, Venus as the symbol of love. Most of that gives you venu, and you get parvenu, which is some Johnny come lately who's just turned up. Probably, I think it implies somebody who's turned up in posh society, doesn't it? 16 down, publicity material, a poster is defined in that way. After the passing of the Queen, post-ER, which is quite neatly phrased actually. 18 down, defeat after first of games is loss after the letter G, and an explanation can be a gloss. That's a slightly unusual definition of gloss, which is normally associated with shininess. And the teddy, sadly, in 20 down has become headless, thus becoming eddy, which is something that spins a water circulator. So now I will insert my effort at connections yesterday, and as I say, tomorrow at 10 a.m. my time, I will be able to put up the next edition of Wordle, which I will be doing now. And the next day, not only will you get Saturday's Wordle, but you'll also get... No, hang on. Today's Saturday. Yes. So tomorrow you will get Saturday's Wordle, and then it will be followed by Friday's Wordle a couple of hours later. So my apologies about the error. See you soon, and thanks for watching. And here comes connections, and then I won't even say goodbye. Screen so you can see. This is like here we go. So let's just, there's my face. We'll move that up to there so you can see the board. We have to connect 4 groups of 4 here. Hang on, I haven't just obscured the board. Right, 4 groups of 4. Nuts, peppers, desert rats, fuzzy cherry, maroon seashells, fudge strand, shoot, sprinkles, darn ditch, woodchuck, and curses. Well, I do see some connections. The first one I'm thinking about is the woodchuck and the seashells, which appear in tongue twisters. And Peter Piper picked a set of peppers. And what else? Oh, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Is that a tongue twister? Is that the right one? I'm going for it. How many chucks would a woodchuck chuck? And she sells seashells sitting by the seashore. Words in tongue twisters. Okay, now I'm saying sprinkles and nuts. And fudge you would put on an ice cream, especially in the US, and maybe a cherry. I'm tempted by dessert, but that's not dessert. Well, it could be if it was your just dessert, but it's probably desert. Oh, no, actually. So I'm going with cherry. I think that's got to be the group of toppings, sundae toppings, exactly, ice cream. Then dessert. It's the verb dessert, which means the same as to strand, which means the same as to maroon, which maybe means the same as to ditch someone. And those are synonyms of each other. To leave high and dry, apparently. And then we have darn shoot, rats and curses, which are minced oaths, I would say. Maybe not in the case of curses, but the others I would call minced oaths. Phooey is the definition there. I wouldn't guess that. So that was reasonably quick. Let's go